And welcome to Yoga Rocks Box. I'm Helen Revel and this is Melanie Cooper, who's been teaching for us at Yoga Rocks this week. So it's been a beautiful week, really nice. Melanie teaches Ashtanga, so we get a lot of Ashtanga teachers. Do you want to talk to us just a little bit about why you like practicing Ashtanga and why you like teaching Ashtanga?
Okay, well, I think it's a very powerful practice because you do the same thing every day. You get to really work on things, go very deep with things. It doesn't just work on a physical level, it works very much on emotional and mental level. I think, and although you do the same thing, it is always different as well. You can make it soft, you can make it very powerful, you can play around with it. So, yeah, and teaching the same, that I really see students changing and taking something away from it that's transformative, really.
And that's really happened this week, hasn't it?
It has actually, yeah.
A lot of people seem to be really taking something away.
Yeah, learning about themselves, about their bodies, but also about how they are in the world.
And in your practice, do you find that you do play with it, you do make it softer and harder depending on how you feel?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And do you generally keep to the sequence, or do you play a little bit with it?
Well, I pretty much keep to the sequence, but you know, if I'm having a stiff day, I might put in some extra kind of hip opening stretches or something if I feel I really need it. But pretty much I stick to the sequence.
You've been teaching yin yoga in the afternoon and pranayama as well.
Yeah.
And within your practice, what do you like to do besides the Ashtanga practice? Do you do pranayama, meditation? Is that important for your practice?
Yeah, so meditation, I have meditated on and off for years and years, probably about over 20 years, but it's only, I'd say, in the last 2 years that I've gone really deeply, I'd say, into my meditation practice, and now that's getting more and more important to me. So I meditate for around about 45 minutes, an hour in the morning, and then the yin yoga is very meditative actually, because it's very still. You hold the postures for 5 minutes, and so it's very much, for me, it's about what's happening in the mind.
And do you think it's a nice balance for the Ashtanga to practice the yin?
Oh, very nice, because the Ashtanga is really dynamic and go, and then the yin is very much stay still. And I found the yin so hard at first. Much harder than anything I'd ever done in Ashtanga, just sitting still, but yeah, that was important for me to go through that.
And do you think that's because you've been doing so much as Ashtanga, or do you think it's because you're just a naturally moving person?
It's hard to say, isn't it?
Yes, because I think that for some people in yoga staying still is very hard,
yes.
And then for other people moving is very hard.
Yeah.
So it's really nice that you've had the combination this week.
Yes.
So you can play with people's resistances.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Get them one way or the other.
Yeah, this is what I think. And you've written a book.
Yes.
On adjusting.
Yes.
And talk to us a little bit about why because I've read some of your stuff. I like your article about when anger comes up in yoga.
Yeah.
Oh, let's briefly just talk about that actually.
Okay.
So why did you decide to write about when anger comes up in yoga?
Because it's something that I see happening quite a lot, especially when people get onto the second series and they start doing all the intense back bends. It's quite common that emotions come up, but all the time in any yoga practice you can walk away, and not just anger, you can feel positive emotions, but a lot of people feel paranoid or depressed or angry, and it's a bit confusing. You think, well, yoga's supposed to make you feel good, so why am I feeling so angry? Or I'm opening my heart and out's coming all this anger. Is that supposed to happen? So I just wanted to write down really my perspective on why that happens and what to do when it happens.
And briefly?
Very briefly.
Can you do it briefly?
I'll try. So whenever anything happens to us, it leaves in the energetic body. It's called a samskara in yoga. It's like an energetic scar. And so when we start to stretch the body in our yoga practice, we don't just stretch the physical muscles, we stretch or we open the flows of energy as well. And so something that's been stuck, say anger has been stuck in our hip, when we open the hip it can come out again and really experience the emotion. And then the idea is that rather than acting on the anger and shouting at people and getting into arguments, you just hold it and watch it and and allow it to be there, and in that process there's a transformation that happens.
Yeah, because I love that, because someone came down and they were saying that Mel says we shouldn't act on these emotions because they're not from now.
Yes.
So that's fascinating. I think that's lovely. So, and for your book you decided to do it on adjusting, and why did you decide to write about adjusting?
Well, because I teach on teacher training courses, and there's loads of yoga books written for students of yoga, hundreds. Very few written for people who are teaching and just learning how to teach. And I just saw that it was a bit of a missing piece, really. So I wanted to write for teachers that are just starting out. It's not just about the adjustments. There's a bit about how to be as a teacher, but also how to teach the breath and the bandhas. But most of it is the photographs of the adjustments. And really, as a teacher, that's the thing that I love the most, is working with people's bodies with my hands and helping them in that way.
And a little bit of a political question. People do get hurt in strong adjustments. And what's your perspective on this, on how gentle and how strong you should adjust? And even experienced teachers, I find, can sometimes go a little bit too far.
Yes. Well, I would say for people who are beginners, I would just very gently correct them. If their shoulders are like this, I'd soften the shoulders down, just little corrections. If people are a little bit more experienced, then I place my hands, watch to make sure that they're breathing, and then just suggest the direction, really, very gently. And if their body is ready to go, I go with them. So I'm not imposing like, you're going down that way. It's more, if you're breathing and if you want to go, let's go that way. And I find that if you work like that, and
I think adjustments are very important. And one of my friends I was talking to, and she says sometimes a strong adjustment is very nice.
Yes.
So to
it's
just
judging when and how, and I mean, I'd only do strong adjustments on people who practice regularly, who have really good breath, and they're obviously not injured already. And if all those things, and then you can adjust quite strongly. But generally, if someone is still breathing really deeply and they're still relaxed, then it's okay. If you're feeling resistance and they stop breathing and they start to shake, then stop. So I think if you're sensitive and aware, then you can work with them quite safely.
Excellent. Okay, we'll be looking forward to reading your book then when it comes out. Okay, and do you have a website yet? Soon. Okay, so soon Melanie will have a website. Okay. Alright, well thank you so much for teaching this week. We've really found that Melanie's just taught a beautiful retreat for us. It's been really, really, really nice. So hopefully
thank you. I've had a fantastic time. I'd love to come back.
Thank you. Okay, alright, that's all for Yoga Rocks Box from the beginning of the 2011 season.